Welcome back to the Wardrobe Well. And before we get started on today's short little announcement video for all the stuff that came with Warhammer Day for Age of Sigmar, I'd like to apologize for the lack of uploads lately. I've been really busy as well as just kind of under a lot of stress lately. I had some rough things happen at my work. So just kind of for some context, I manage a hydroponics garden, and one of the beds that we grow our plants in almost flooded. And so I had to try and figure out why it wasn't cycling properly, and just it was a whole mess, and it took up a lot of my time and mental energy, so I didn't have time to record or upload. Um, but hopefully, now that I've fixed that, I should be back up to a regular-ish schedule. Um, Anyway, let's get on to the fun stuff. The new Nurgle Battletome and updated Sculpt. This has been a long time coming, and I personally am really excited. One of my best friends who I play Age of Sigmar with plays Megakin of Nurgle, and just kind of seeing the state of his army in still having their first edition codex, it's really exciting for me to watch the new rules get revealed and the fact that there's new stuff for him. Um, In today's Warhammer community post, they have revealed a updated sculpt. It's not a new model, it's just an update, as well as the new Battletome cover art and some hints at some new rules that I'll kind of speculate on in just a second. So let's start with the Nurgle 3.0 Battletome. So first off the bat, the post was a little vague, and we don't know too much in standard GW fashion. But what we do know is that it has a tentative release date of December 2021, so in little over a month, which is really, really close. That is kind of surprising. And with the issues that GW has had with supply lines, I wouldn't be surprised if this got pushed back, but I am cautiously optimistic that they got that all sorted out, and we'll see a winter or a holidays season 2021 Nurgle Battletome release. In the article, they teased some big reworks and new rules, like the updates to the loci of feculinity. I apologize, I can't really pronounce that, as well as a new withering mechanic. So what they more or less said is that Nurgle is going to have some sort of withering mechanic, whereas if you are near them or get damaged by a diseased weapon, something is going to happen to you akin to withering away. My guess is it's probably going to be a debuff of some sort, like if you get hit by this weapon, you lose a little bit of stats or something, or it could be a little bit more involved than that. They could take this in a whole bunch of different directions, and it'll be interesting to see what they do. It could also be similar to how the Death Guard work or Nurgle Demons in 40k, where they kind of have a disease-spreading aura, or they just kind of have a sphere around them that you don't want to be in. So something that I just personally think would be interesting to see, I'm not sure how well it would work in a game like Age of Sigmar in the short turn, like only 5 turns, but a damage over time ability would be interesting. Or what they could do is kind of similar to some abilities where, like, if you damage a Nurgle unit or something, in each phase you have a chance to take some damage back. Just kind of like thematically, like you swing at a Nurgle bloat boy and some flies sputtle out and sting you and stuff. I don't know. I think it'd be interesting to see a dot type ability, but we really don't know much about it. And then the other thing they revealed is an updated sculpt for the Rotbringer Sorcerer, and this is a phenomenal update. The old fine cast model was kind of gross, not in a Nurgly good way, but in a this model kind of sucks way. And the new model is super cool. I love that scythe that he has. I'm not a big fan of the fly head. I know what they're trying to go for here, and I think that it's a good vibe, and some people can get use out of it. I just prefer like the hooded head sculpt more than the fly. But the 3 little pustule baubles on the top of the scythe, it's a good sculpt. So I have listed the stats of the old Rotbringer here. So these, of course, are probably going to change with the updated sculpt, or they might not. I just wanted to put them here so you can see what the Rotbringer Sorcerer is as of right now. It has a stat line of 4-inch move, 7 bravery, 6 wounds, a 5 plus save, 1 cast, and 1 unbind. It has a pretty meh Rotwood staff, 2-inch reach, 1 attack, 4s to hit, 3s to wound, 1 rend, 2 damage, and then it has the unique spell, which is simply a casting value of 6, 7-inch, deal D3 mortal, so just kind of a longer range arcane bolt, really. And then it can potentially heal after casting a spell. So really, this guy's kind of meh. He's not really all that good. But I definitely see them updating the melee profile at least, and I bet they'll probably add some more magic mumbo jumbo in there, maybe a different spell or update the spell he already has and give them a bit more of a unique ability. The flavor text they used in the article, as well as just what the Rotbringer Sorcerer flavor text is, kind of makes me think that they're going to turn this hero into like a defensive or a support bubble hero that gives off an aura, similar to a Harbinger of Decay, but it might do a little bit more offensively. The release date is most likely December 2021, alongside the Nurgle Codex, and it'll probably have updated stats and abilities, but we do not know anything about it yet. I really think that they're gonna push hard on Nurgle for being this just kind of aura faction, that you have these different auras that you want to overlap that either buff your guys or debuff the enemy, and really you want to have all of your things stacking on top of each other, just kind of like a disease or a bubble of blech. The flavor text for the Rotbringer, if you ever wanted to look it up, is really interesting. From what I kind of gleaned from it is that it can both be defensive and offensive, either throwing out flies to help with allies, or casting spells and magic to hinder or wither away enemies. So some ideas that I have in mind that this could lead into is maybe that the Rotbringer has a small bubble of +1 to save, or a small bubble of some defensive ability like -1 to hit, like the Cloud of Flies ability. And then it'll have that offensive spell, or a better melee weapon, so it's kind of like a frontline hero that you have sitting next to your Blight Kings or whatever you want as your frontline. But other than that, we don't really know that much, so it'll be exciting to see what they do with this. So that is all for this video. I apologize for the lack of uploads and the short nature of this video. I just wanted to get something out to display some of the new stuff. And one last note, I don't know about you guys, but I am personally in love with the art direction they are taking Age of Sigmar in the 3rd edition. Like, all of the cover art for the 3 Battletomes they've released so far, and the stuff in Dominion and the core rules has just looked beautiful. And the new sculpts are fantastic. It makes me really excited to see what the future of Age of Sigmar holds, and just kind of what could happen. It's really exciting for me. So I hope you all enjoyed the video, and if you did, please leave a like or a comment, and if you enjoy this type of content, consider subscribing. This has been the Wargrove of Will, and I'll see you all next time.